After returning from my business trip, I couldn't wait to give the souvenirs I bought to Rebecca. But when I got to the office, I found that the space next to me had turned into a wall.
Hey! What happened while I was away? Why is Rebecca's desk now a wall?
I asked curiously.
Who is Rebecca? What business trip?
Jonah replied with a puzzled look.
Weren't you sick? There's always been a wall next to you.
She and the other colleagues looked at each other, equally confused. How could this be? I stood there, stunned.
Monica, are you okay?
Jonah asked cautiously.
If you're still not feeling well, you don't have to push yourself.
I'm okay, thank you.
I forced a smile. I quickly sat down and took out my phone. The transfer record she sent me was still there, and the souvenirs we bought during the trip were still in my bag. I turned to look at the wall beside me, which was covered in scratches, clearly not newly built. I sat at my desk, my mind in turmoil. I took a deep breath, trying to calm myself down, and decided to call Rebecca first. The number you have dialed is not in service. Please check the number and dial again. I tried several times, but it was still a dead number. I decided to work first. After returning home in the evening, I tried calling again, still no luck. I stared blankly at the transfer record from Rebecca. The transfer record was still there, and even the tickets for the business trip were still in my bag. I was extremely grateful for my habit of keeping paper tickets. I took a photo of the ticket and sent it along with a screenshot of the transfer record to Jonah. Before I could send the edited message, I received a call from Jonah.
What's wrong, Monica? Why did you go to the hospital? Do you need my help?
Her anxious voice came through the receiver.
What hospital?
I was puzzled.
Didn't you send me your registration slip and medicine from the hospital? But the picture was too blurry to see clearly.
I quickly opened our chat box, and the ticket and transfer record had indeed turned into a hospital registration slip and medicine.
No! That's not it! I sent you my business trip ticket and Rebecca's transfer record. I don't know why it changed. Please believe me.
I slid from the sofa to the floor, crying uncontrollably. There was a brief silence on the other end of the line. Then Jonah's tentative voice came through.
Listen, Monica, I don't know what's happening to you, but I can tell you for sure that the company hasn't hired anyone new for almost a year, and last week, you fainted at the office. Everyone knows this, and you only showed up again today.
Her words felt like a plunge into an icy abyss. I hung up the phone, Jonah's words echoing in my mind. Unwilling to give up, I took out my phone again, trying to find any trace of Rebecca's existence. But it was all in vain. I decided to seek help from my hacker friend Alex. That night, I contacted Alex and explained the whole situation in detail. After hearing everything, he was silent for a moment and then agreed to help me find information about Rebecca.
Monica, this is a bit strange, but I'll do my best. Give me some time. I need to access some systems to find relevant data.
A few days later, Alex finally contacted me.
I found a Rebecca with the same name and identical appearance, but this Rebecca is thousands of kilometers away from your city and has been hospitalized with a severe illness since childhood, so she couldn't possibly work at your company.
Alex's voice carried a hint of unease. How could this be? Could it be that something is wrong with me? I felt a wave of dizziness and my mind was in chaos.
Maybe we should visit that Rebecca. We might find more clues.
Alex suggested. I took a deep breath and decided to visit that Rebecca myself. Maybe it would help me find some clues. I booked the earliest flight and flew to the city thousands of kilometers away. At the hospital, I saw Rebecca. She was lying on the bed, pale and obviously weakened by long-term illness.
I've been in this hospital since I can remember,
she said weakly.
You must have mistaken me for someone else.
On the way back, I felt heavy-hearted, with Rebecca's image constantly flashing in my mind. As I crossed the street, a car sped towards me, and I was hit before I could react. My consciousness gradually faded, and I fell into darkness. When I opened my eyes again, I was at my workstation. I looked around in shock, thinking I was dreaming. Suddenly, I heard a familiar voice.
Monica, you're finally awake.
Rebecca's voice came from behind me.
Why are you sleeping so early in the morning? The workday just started.
I turned around and saw Rebecca sitting next to me, holding a cup of hot coffee.
Rebecca? How are you here? What's going on?
I couldn't believe my eyes.
I'm here for work. What's wrong, Monica?
She looked at me, puzzled.
Maybe the business trip wore you out.
Jonah appeared behind me, resting a hand on my shoulder.
Monica, Are you okay?